the pain of feeling stuck, like an actor playing a part in a movie someone else wrote, hitting a ceiling every time ambition tries to break through. That's a pain all too real for those who've tasted what it means to lead, but feel trapped by role-playing. It's the sharp edge of knowing you could be so much more, yet seeing the world around you settle for less, for scripts recycled 1,000 times, for people preferring the safe costume of a title rather than the wild truth of leadership. That gnawing feeling isn't just frustration, it's a warning sign. Because the difference between a real leader and someone pretending to be one isn't just in the actions they take. It's deeper, rawer, the invisible fire that either burns bright or flickers just enough to seem alive from a distance. You're not alone if you've felt this weight, the tightness in the chest when meetings feel like performance rehearsals, the risk-averse whispers that try to convince you to play safe, the quiet doubt that asks if you're really cutting your own path or just tracing old maps made for convenience. This is the prison of role-playing, the trap where leadership becomes a role you wear rather than a force that moves you. And the worst part? The world applauds it. Titles get respect. Comfort zones get praised as wisdom. But real leaders know the cost. Every time you settle into a role, you dim your light. You silence your potential. You become less you, and the world loses what only you can give. Real leaders don't look for applause. They don't take orders and scripts handed down by systems built for control and comfort. They see those scripts, know they're designed to limit, and reject them fiercely. Real leadership means breaking rules, yes, but more importantly, rewriting the rules from scratch. It's about choosing the messy, uncertain fire of transformation over the easy glow of fitting in. When the system rewards mediocrity, real leaders lean into discomfort. They stare down chaos, uncertainty, and the loneliness that comes with being truly different. Look around. There's a reason most leaders feel isolated right now. The world doesn't have a place for the rare, for the bold who say, "I do things differently," louder than the crowd says, "Stay quiet." It distracts with noise, fills ears with echoes of what's acceptable, and squashes the sparks that could ignite real change. Yet real leaders persist. Because leadership isn't a surface thing. It's a relentless inward fire, so vivid it demands action, and so wild it rejects fake versions of power. To shatter the role player's mask, you must become sovereign over yourself. This doesn't mean caring only about your own gain. It means your will, not fears, not comfort, not expectations, drives every decision. Sovereignty is the weapon that cuts through conformity like a knife. Leaders who own their will, who refuse to be puppets to the system's weak promises, break free and shape the world on their own terms. This is not fluffy motivation. It's the cold, hard truth that leadership begins with you, your choices, your integrity, your refusal to quit even when everything pushes to stop. But sovereignty alone isn't enough. To be real, leadership is about being relentlessly critical. Not just of others, but of everything you think you know. The world will hand you ready-made beliefs. Everyone around you will nod along because it's easier to agree than to question. Real leaders become dangerous because they question everything. Structures, truths, their own assumptions, the very meaning of success. This curiosity doesn't come from doubt about their own power. It comes from an obsession to find what's real beneath the fakes, the tired answers, the easy lies. This is how radicals are born, from the courage to see beyond the accepted illusions others settle for. Then comes transformation, but not the kind everyone talks about. Real transformation is brutal. It's letting go of former versions of yourself, stepping into the unknown without guarantees of glory or safety. It means being ready to lose everything comfortable to become everything necessary. Leading isn't just adding new skills or titles, it's unlearning a life borrowed from others, shedding the skin of roles, and embracing raw, imperfect humanity. This shedding, this illegal self-reinvention, is where leadership is reborn. If the world calls you to play safe, your job is to burn the script and scribble your own story in fire. Choosing who you align with is another secret of real leadership, because great power doesn't come in crowds. It's forged in the heat of rare, fierce connections with those who burn as you do. It's not about popularity or fitting into networks made of noise and hollow promises. It's about selectivity, guardianship over your energy, your dreams, your mission. Real leaders join forces only with those who challenge them, who push limits, who share the same hunger for chaos and creation. The most dangerous weapon against the role-player world? A tribe of few, fiercely aligned, unstoppable together. Patience is the final sharp edge. In a culture screaming for instant results, real leaders know that greatness is a long game. The swiftest moves can be fakes, the loudest wins short-lived. But those who master the slow burn, who build something solid on patience and relentless focus, become the legends no one can erase. When everything clamors for speed, patience becomes rebellious, radical even, a secret weapon that says, "I'm here for eternity, not just the moment." This might sound like a lonely path, and it is, but it's the only path to true leadership. Because the world doesn't reward the firebrands easily. It prefers the well-behaved, the predictable, the quiet followers of the script. But real leaders? They don't need warm applause. They need to hear the silence where their own voice grows loud enough to change everything. To those watching, feeling that tension, that undeniable fire within you, know this is your call. The world's illusions will try to smother your flame with promises of comfort, rules disguised as freedom, and a real life that's really just borrowed expectations. But freedom, true freedom, comes when you refuse the role, refuse the mask. It comes when you say no to easy safety and yes to being fiercely you, completely sovereign, endlessly critical, violently transforming, carefully selective, and infinitely patient. There is a network, hidden to most, where the rare meet, where those too wild for the ordinary find each other, where brilliance, misunderstood elsewhere, joins in power. Imagine stepping out of isolation into a circle where contrast isn't a threat, but a source of strength, where the rare don't assimilate, but amplify each other's fire. This is not a place for the faint-hearted. It's where the few who dare to reshape what's possible come together. If you're tired of the acting, if your soul aches for more than a borrowed story, this is your home waiting. Not a community swallowed by sameness, but a movement lit by the spark of individuals who will not settle. In the end, what separates real leaders from role players isn't just what they do. It's who they are when nobody's watching. It's the relentless refusal to be small, the insistence on truth even when it isolates, the stubborn drive to burn by your own rules. It's the courage to stand alone so the many can follow. And when real leaders do this, they not only change the game, they make sure no one ever confuses a role player for a leader again. Remember, the world will lie to you about freedom. It will try to cage your fire with comfort and false promises. The question is, will you accept that? Or will you rise, unshackle yourself, and become the kind of leader who doesn't just hold a role, but holds a world transformed? The difference is there. It's burning inside you right now. Will you let it blaze?